I lost my stream again. Bump it to a 220 belt. What's up, Steven? Steven. probably quit there on those ones. I gotta move to the small wheel. Thank you, Stephen. Miss VGKC is out today. Alright, now we're just gonna get inside here. Oops. That one's already been done. See this one? The scratch is going this way. Watch. Like that. Beauty. That. Switch belt. Now we go to a 220. Let's go turn this vacuum off so you can hear. Alright, so the reason why I didn't take these ones past 120 is because they're going to get Cerakoted. And I want them to be rough. Thank you guys for dropping in. I'm Jacob with Very Good Knife Company. If you're new to the channel, welcome in. Happy to have you. Thank you, sir. And thank you, Steven and John. You guys doing the missus job. The missus is out right now doing a side hustle. I don't need to change that just yet. I just need to change the depth, because in the last stream, which just got cut off, I had shoulder cut this one, and this is the only one that's been routed, but I shoulder cut it down because the handles were too thick. So I cut too deep to make a nice little center spot to make it even to take down. Yeah, you working and lurking today. Yeah, she's good. The liners are awesome, are they? That Joker liner, the green on one side and blue on the other. This is going to be a black blade with black screws. That thing's going to be really cool. What's that? That's going to get more noisy. Hopefully, I'll do the grip tech first. Watch how much of a mess this makes. One knife. One. Look at that. It's everywhere. Grip tech. They love it. One of my handles can be. Go fix that. Look at one knife. I keep spraying myself off too. Grip tech is an absolute mess. Now, these handles, I guess I didn't tighten down far enough, but screws came loose. It's all right. Tighten them back down. First, I've not had any screws come loose like that ever. But not surprising. Don't worry, we'll get right back to it. All right. Go finish this up. let me switch router bits. I've got 2 fat carbon ones to do here. There's that one. Was a lot noisier because that one is dark matter copper. All right. What's up, everybody? I'm Jacob with Very Good Knife Company. If you're new to the channel, welcome in. Happy to have you. So, caught me just in time if you just dropped in. Wolf, you are free to spread the word of God in this channel all you want. So, now, let's talk just a little, and I'll show you what I got. We have 3 of them that are pretty much finished. Now, they may not be finished by the standards of what Gen 2 is normally finished. these two Ramblers. Neither of them are orders. They're just some buddy blades that I needed to do extras of. Anyway, these guys are finished to a 120 finish. That's as far as they're going to go because they're going to get taken apart along with this Mustang as well. They're going to get taken apart. They're going to get blasted, and then they're going to get Cerakoted. The blades are going to get Cerakoted. But the handles are going to get blasted as well. There's no need to take them any further. Once I take them apart, then I will finish the little shoulders, which are a little sharp right now. But they're actually way easier to finish without the blade in between. But for the rest of them, we have got some ready to finish. This, if anyone can tell me what this particular knife is, you're an OG, a very good knife company supporter. You are an absolute OG. And this particular knife is specifically for the designer of this knife. And I do not sell these. I will not make you another one. They are exclusive to, I'm not even going to say it. If you can tell me what this one is, you are a true OG. So, I've got two knives here that I need to get hand sanded. The other ones that I have on the bench include a new, that's it, Tim got it. So this right here is the first of the Heritage. It's got some orange grip tech, and it's not going to get blasted. It's just going to have the removable screws. And then I've got a Gen 2 Hornet with burlap. This guy is actually going to get blasted. I'm just going to keep you guys along with me for all of this today. It's not supposed to get a blasted finish. He just wants the handles nice and rough. You're there, Zach. It's the Snook, Tim's first design. This one is for Tim. He doesn't know it yet, so don't tell him. But I've had this blade sitting on my bench. It's been on the magnet right there, where rest a few extra blades. It's been on the magnet, unfinished blade, just a heat-treated blade. I decided to go ahead and finish it this week. Anyway, it's got that fish stachio variant. I've got to finish this guy out, and well, man, there ain't but just a couple here to do the normal way, because this one is actually going to get blasted all the way. This is a full blast finish. So, well, before we continue on that, let's just go over here to the grinder and knock these shoulders down, and then I can go blast it. There we go. Now we can blast this handle. The whole knife actually is going to get blasted. And I'll take you guys back there and show you that process. The rest of these ones that are going to be Gen 3s, I'm not going to do them right now. I'm just going to set them aside because that's a whole other job. We'll go ahead and set that one there. And then I've got this one to blast. Before I blast it, though, let's go ahead and, I should have taken this one with me, duh. So this one's gonna get blasted handles. I just wanted to get the shoulders knocked down And make sure our Corbies are really nice and flush. I'm going to tape this one up. I'm going to tape it up real tight. I'll show you how I do that. I mean, it's as simple as it gets. But, where is my... Okay. I'm sure you guys might be able to hear the TV in there. I got my boy with me today. He's just been in there watching some hunting shows, and now he sounds like he's watching Coyote Peterson. All right, now we'll get this thing black taped up so we can go get it blasted. It doesn't want the whole knife blasted. It just wants the handles nice and rough, and he didn't specify blasting, but that's the way I make the handles extra rough if it is requested. Just by taping it up. That way we don't blast the blade, right? And now I'm going to take this, I've gotten as tight up into the handles as I can. You can see the tape kind of comes out onto the handles. Now I'm going to push that tape down into that little corner. I'm just going to shove it down in there. It's not going under the handle, but I'm just going to shove that tape down into the corner. That way I'm not blasting up underneath tape. And this kind of needs to be done now because before I get moving on the rest of the process, this needs to be already done. All right, just like that. So the tape is real tight down in there. This is going to leave a line, not a big deal. I'll show you what I do with that. I'm going to finish this handle the same way I finish all the other handles, except for it's going to be extra rough. So that will sit there. This one's got to get blasted. We've got these two that have to go to the blaster. That one's ready to finish. That one's ready to finish. And this one, I guess, is ready to finish. And this guy have got to get hand sand. All right, so let's go ahead and hand sand. And this won't take all that long either. I only have 2 of them. If I've got more than 1 or 2 to hand sand, then I'm not going to do it on live stream. I'll just wait because it's not like it's a glorious or glamorous process. All right. I'm actually I'm going to take this Revelation apart. I need a new bit driver. So I just have a 1/4-inch socket with a bit in it on this driver, and it won't stay in a little bit. All right, breaking this handle down because I don't want to tape the blade. I'd rather just go ahead and take them apart. All right, got some adhesive back sandpaper, and all I'm doing with these fat carbon handles is going over where I routered. The sides are going to get done again on a 400 grit, but the router will sometimes leave little micro bumps on my Carta. That's a good thing. I leave it. I like it. It adds a lot of roughness and texture. But on fat carbon, we want a nice smooth finish. And you can see this shoulder is super sharp, that corner. And I'm just gonna knock them down to rounded and sand it over. That's all I'm doing here. So fat carbon's cool because you can work it with sandpaper and pretty much not see any sanding lines, because the pattern of the carbon fiber is really random, and it's shredded like and layered in a way that makes it hard to see scratches or things like that. It's pretty neat, actually. There's one side. Thing here. And same thing on this side. I'm just really mainly focused on the radius of the handle that the router gave us, because that's what will leave the marks. So this revelation is going to be really cool. It's an 1/8 inch revelation instead of 5/32. Ground really thin at about 12 thousandths. And well, there's our handles for it. It's about as far as I'm going to sand those. They actually felt really good before. They just needed that little bit of cleanup. Congrats. I have no comment. Don't be a pain. And I'll actually end up taking this back apart one more time to just switch the screws. Because right now I'm using my mock-up screws, which have got some scratches, and they're not pretty. They're not the final screws. So I'll do all the work on the knife and then replace the screws at the very end. Once it's done and everything's nice and finished, then it will get a brand new set of screws. That damn bit. There we go. So they fit back up exactly perfect. Come on now, focus. There we go. They fit back up amazingly. There's no little ridges or places for your finger to get hung up on. But I like doing this, taking them apart, putting them back together, because if they do go back together, any microscopic difference in the handle, when I go to refinish it again, it'll fit even better. Then it can have a little bit more room to not fit as precisely perfect. I mean, you're going to be able to feel like a thousandth or two if it moves at all. That's about it. But when it goes back together, that will be mitigated slightly. Made a gap there. All right. There we go. All right, now this guy's all taped up. That way I won't get scratches on the blade. I use a piece of leather and my vise. Clamp her down, go to town. Got us a couple of pieces of 220 adhesive backed sandpaper, and I use adhesive backed for this reason. It is nearly impossible to get, let's turn you guys around. It's nearly impossible to get a piece of paper to stay in your hands, the sandpaper, while you're moving it around, trying to get around curbs and stuff. But when it's got adhesive backing, it never moves out of your fingers, even when they get a little dusty. And I'm really focusing on the radius. That's about all I care about, because the sides are going to go to the belt again, so it's not that big a deal. Just like that. Just one side. Turn your hand black too. Same thing on the other side. Really just focusing on the radius. See, my hand's gotten a little dry and dusty. Paper's wanting to slide around in there. But it's still sticky and it still wants to stay. Feels pretty good. Looks really nice. It's very, very, very smooth now. And 220 as far as I ever take them with hand sanding, because any farther it's just really not all that necessary. I've tried to find the biggest difference between the 220 and the 400. It doesn't really do much. So either one is taking grip away. The more that we sand, the more we're taking grip away. But most people that are ordering fat carbon, they don't care. They know it's not as grippy as micarta. They don't care. I want it to look nice. I am just sanding the faces of the handle and the little shoulders, those sharp little shoulders. And they're sharp because we use that router bit to machine in our radiuses, and they come to a nice even point. So the corners at the end of each where they meet is always nice and proud and sharp. Got to get them down. This guy. One little bit more. Just like that. Sanded handle. This guy is ready to go to the belt. again. This is the dark matter copper, Zach. It's pretty awesome stuff. So I like to take that razor blade and I'll go right down that unsharpened edge and take a slice off where it goes around. This one's just not going to cooperate. Pull that tape off, just like that. This guy's ready to go back to the grinder. Now you see there's a bunch of tape glue, and not a big deal. We're gonna get rid of that all later. And let's see, I've got 2 more to do. I gotta figure out my hands. I may just have to deal with them for a minute. Let's go back to the Sandblaster. I might lose the stream because there may not be very good service or reception to the Wi-Fi. I'll leave the door open, maybe that'll help. And we're gonna have to come back to the Sandblaster. I gotta go turn my light on. And before I pull any triggers on the blasting, I wanna go check my board one more time, just to make sure that that adventure says blast finish, like I'm pretty positive it does. Right. Gotta get my air hose hooked up. It's gonna take just a second. And so as not to shut you guys off, I'm just kind of taking you guys along. I'm gonna go put my ear protection on and unplug this line. Because I have to eventually get myself a 2-way in here, so I don't have to unplug the entire inside of the shop to plug in out here. There we go. We're all hooked up. Let's grab my extension cord, plug the light in. Now we're going to turn the vacuum on. Get rid of that ears, and I think we're good to go. Let's go. Let's go blast. Oh, let's check that board one more time. That's what I was supposed to do. You guys see it. Nitro B Adventure. Blast finish. Here we go. Let's do it. I'm not going to blast the ones that need to be Cerakoted because I'm not going to do Cerakoting today. I'm going to do that tomorrow. Alright, now I have to come back and change my vacuum line. I actually changed the system back here. See, I got the ball valves that used to be in there. That line actually runs up and over to the tent, the Cerakote tent, to my vacuum. And that whole system is run off a splitter. There's a 2-way down there that comes out of the vacuum. And I've got to change which one it's on right now. Alright, now we got vacuum into the Sandblaster. And I bet you guys are not going to be able to see any of this. But it's up and running now. I'm going to do that handle first. now I'll do that adventure. All right. There we go. All blasted up. The boring part is over. You guys couldn't see hardly any of that, if any. I doubt you could see any of that. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Damn thing. Okay, now we can continue with the track that we were on. This knife is now, yeah. This adventure is now finished. It's been blasted, it's beautiful. I'm not gonna oil it until I'm done sharpening it, but it's done. So I'm not gonna put it on the cart. I'm just gonna leave it alone. And then this guy, we blasted the handle on. We'll cut the tape off and have a look at our blade. Make sure our tape didn't fail. I have no fear of that. Everything's good. Just a bunch of tape glue. Right now it's kind of dull looking. We'll hit that with the Scotch-Brite. But, thank you, sir. You see that line from the tape? We'll get that off. Same for right there. We're just going to finish these the same way that I finish everything else, except I'm not going to hit the Corby screws or the sides of the handles. I want to leave them rough. That was the whole point of blasting them. But now we have a very rough finish on that burlap micarta. This stuff really roughed up nice. Being super textured like burlap is, you can definitely feel it now. But that's what we're looking at there. We've got 5 left to finish then. No, we got this revelation of it too. 6. We got 6 left finished. So strap a mask on, go back and finish them then. Come on, let's go. We'll get rid of this 220, put a 400 on. Remember that blasted finish, that line there, right? Watch. There we go. See? Can't even tell anymore. Goes all the way around to here, and we're back to that blasted finish. We'll have to get the rest of that on the small wheel. Like that. Shoulders. Fine. All looking good. Right. Got 2 more. 400 on the corbing screws mainly for the fat carbon. Since we hand sanded the fat carbon, I don't have to get the shoulders on the belt. Really focus on those corbing screws. And the rest of the spine. Like that. One more. So that dipping one last time. That's it. So the jimping, let's go ahead and hit it with the air hose so we can see. I'm going to go and hit that jimping one more time with that check ring file just to make sure that I've got it where I want it. Because I see some stuff down in there. We're going to clean it out. All I'm doing is I'm going to clamp that whole handle in. And we'll grab our checkering file.
Jeff wanted to show you his gear.
Heck yeah.
Down to the shoes.
Down to the cane and the shoes. It looks good.
He's in your lap.
Looking good, Jeff. Looking sharp. You guys can hear that skating. Yes, it's not doing good for the file. But I don't care about the file. I care about the jimping. And make sure we're not sharp on the sides or on the edges. And there was like little pieces of steel that had mushed into the jimping. We got all that out. Now they're all nice and square and clean. They look clean on the sides. That's about as far as I want to go there. I didn't make any extra scratches. That's good. Now I'm going to change to a Scotch-Brite belt. And we'll go ahead and finish these up. On this wheel anyway. We'll still have to go to the small wheel. Now, hit that jimping on the corners, all the way around. I want it smooth. I'm going to go the other way. Very, very nice. Very nice looking jimping. Now we're going to hit the whole handle with the Scotch-Brite. Like that. You see that final finish is beautiful. Plenty of finish. You guys see the fat carbon looks pretty cool here. Well, and I hit it just one time with the Scotch-Brite. Goes from dull, dark looking to this. See that? The whole handle. All of it. I have a friend that is an electrician, a lineman. He helped me develop them. Pretty sweet. Good looking knife. Tribute. Go. Looking pretty. Almost done. I'm not hitting this one with the Scotch Brite. Not yet. This one is hollow ground. We'll go ahead and Scotch Brite the bevel. Wedges, little shoulder chamfers, everything that's going to get Scotch Brited, we want to go to Scotch Brited. That way it's nice and clean. Of course, we'll have to do a final clean. See how shiny? Now let's do the small wheel. This goes faster. Oh, my vacuum's still on out there. I also didn't change the direction too. I'll have to go do that later. Underbelly, just like that. Like that. That one, and that blasted finish is now completely gone aside from the Corby screws. And if I was to clean those up, you'd have never known, unless you watched, that it was blasted. Get rid of that belt. Brought this belt we just used off of the big wheel. Put it on. Get up underneath. Rest of that carbon fiber. Good clean slick finish. And that one's about finished. Like that. Right. Like that. now we're gonna go to the back over here to the platen, and I don't feel like grabbing the other one, so I'm just gonna leave this one on. This one has enough of a gap to clear the Scotch-Brite belt. We're just gonna slow it way down. Let's turn it way down. Alright, now those flat bevels, flat grind. Hit those bevels with the Scotch-Brite. Now they're shiny. Like that. A saber ground tribute instead of a full flat. Full flat tribute and revelation. Get that choil, this little sharpening choil. Clean it up nice and shiny. That's it. We're going to get our chamfer, shoulder chamfer. There we go. I believe that's all of them. So, now we've got a revelation. This guy's got jimping on the spine, removable screws, 1/8 inch stock, and a lanyard hole. Those were all the requests. These revelations usually do not have lanyard holes or jimping or 1/8 inch stock. They're usually 5/32. No jimping, no lanyard hole. And we've got the first of the Heritage. This one's got the orange grip tech removable screws, but it is not going to get Cerakoted. It's just going to look like that. That's mine. Mine to play with. And then we've got a Gen 2 Tribute with Nat Micarta with the electric green. This is not really the same kind of green that I've been using. I actually haven't used any of this stuff yet. This is John Wayne's knife. You guys, if you've been around long enough, you know John Wayne's got a bunch of them. Not the movie John Wayne, but a different John Wayne. John Wayne's got a whole bunch of knives from me, and this is a new one of his. He always gives me maker's choice. He says, do what you want, but I want liners. They all got to have lanyard holes, and I don't like pinks and purples and things like that. So this one has got some of the 60 thousandths, might be dang 80 thousandths. This stuff is really thick. G10 electric green, almost a green yellow, but it's not the safety yellow, because I've got the Day Glow liners, and they're not. It's not the same color. I really like that color. Then we got another tribute. This is an order for I want to say Mr. Scott Minson. This one got held up because I was waiting on that carbon fiber, the fat carbon that I thought I had. Actually, I had it marked down in the book as snakeskin copper, but it was supposed to be dark matter copper. And I have plenty of snakeskin copper. I just didn't have any dark matter copper. But that's what it looks like. Pretty dang awesome. Pretty good looking knife. This one is the dark matter copper, and yeah, I've made a spoon, wooden spoon and a metal spoon. Not my thing. People make spoons better than I make spoons. So this one's the dark matter copper. This one has copper screws, copper Corby screws to match that dark matter copper. And it's got the dark red or blood red liners. Pretty good looking. And then, of course, that Revelation that was on the roster as well. And then we got Tim's knife. Tim's not in here or else he'd have been blabbering. You'd have known. But Tim is, well, Tim's probably in the hospital with his daughter right now. Guys, if you could pray for Tim's school of fish, please do so. But this knife is Tim's. He doesn't know it yet. But I was just going to go ahead and finish it up, so I didn't show it on the live stream, but that's all right. I've had his blade sitting there for quite a long time, and he didn't order it. I wanted to send it to him. And then last but not least, we've got that Hornet with the burlap micarta, and it's got blasted scales. These guys were just blasted, and then we finished the rest of the knife up, made it beautiful. The other knives that we have on the board today that got finished, we got one more that got finished up today, and that is a Adventure in Nitro V Gen 2 with the green micarta handles, and this one just got bead blasted. That was the requested finish. The green and blue one's for Tim. It's Tim's. It's a snook, his first design. He sent the first one that I sent to him, the first snook. He sent it to Scab for Scab to do a review, and Scab was like, I'm not sending it back, I'll trade you a knife. So Tim didn't get that one back. He ended up trading Scab a knife. He did keep himself a bonefish, but he did not keep a snook. So I was gonna make this. I actually made this blade for him before Blade Show. I just didn't finish it, and I had one more set of the pistachio and blue Vibe Linen composites. Pretty dang cool looking stuff. But he called this variant Fishtachio. And I had enough to do that run of the snooks that I did for him a while back. And I had one extra set. Actually, I had 3 pieces. But I can't do anything with one side. So I guess I could make a joker, right? But I had 3 pieces left. 2 I set aside and saved. I taped them together so I could Tim to know it. But I was going to make him a replacement for his snook. And then the other ones, there's 3 more that we did not finish today. They're essentially finished, but we did not finish them. These guys, and I dropped it. Didn't hurt it. These guys, Ramblers Nitro V, I've got 2 of them. Here's another one, dark green. And these guys are going to get Cerakoted. I'm going to take the handles off and Cerakote them, along with this Mustang. This Mustang Nitro V has got a blue on one side and a green on the other liners. Black micarta. Pretty dang awesome. Blasted micarta feels... I don't like the feel. And it's not because I don't think it's good. It's fantastic. It's a sensory thing. I'm weird. I have a weird brain. But I guess you could kind of compare it to, well, you couldn't compare it to Grip Tech, that's for sure. It's got its own feel. It's kind of similar. It just feels a whole lot more dry and rough, which I don't jive with it. It gives me a weird feeling. I don't like to sit here and like styrofoam me. That little squeak styrofoam that you don't like to hear. Yeah, that's the kind of sensory. It's not scratchy at all. It's just it's got that texture chalky feeling to it. It's very, very grippy. In fact, when they're blasted, when you blast micarta and you fluff that canvas, when it gets wet, it fluffs even more. Then it absorbs a little bit more moisture, and it'll swell and fluff and get even grippier. So smooth micarta will not do that. Like completely smoothed out micarta will not do that. It just continues to feel smooth. But once it's blasted, it gets more porous, makes it way more tacky grippy. But again, sensory thing, I don't dislike the feel. I just it gives me the heebie-jeebies for whatever damn reason. I don't know. Maybe it's just the dryness. Anyway, those 3 knives have got to get Cerakoted. I'll do that some other time. And then the rest of these, we can go ahead and sharpen up. I reckon we can go ahead and sharpen up. Actually, what time is it? Yeah. So, it's time. It's time for me to cut this one off. I haven't even said hey to the missus. She came back. She snuck in while I was sandblasting earlier. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. I appreciate you guys tuning in today. Thank you guys for all your support, no matter how big or small. I love each and every one of you, and I'll see you guys at the next one, which will probably be tomorrow. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.